Alrighty guys, so this morning I'm going to be walking you through our next RAFT, and you're going to be looking at famous poisons in history. We're not only going to be examining poisons, but also some famous poisoning cases. Now I think this stuff is super interesting, and I want you to know that I purposefully picked cases that I thought would be intriguing and would have some really juicy details in them. Just to also be clear, it's entirely possible that your poison you end up with and your case study involve the same substance, but it's just as likely that they won't. All right, so let's walk through the outline of the project. So you're going to have 3 different choices for how you submit your research, and you can make a private comment on this assignment to let me know which one you are choosing. You can either do that in the Edpuzzle, or you can do it on the assignment itself. So let's just take a quick look at our 3. So the first role is that you can be a forensic investigator. And if you choose to be a forensic investigator, you will be speaking to police officers that are in training. And the format you will present your research in is that you will make a short video that would be shown to those police officers. And it should include the details of your poison research and the details of your case study. You can upload this video to your Google Drive and turn it in as completion of your assignment. What you should be aiming for in that presentation is to help the police officers understand the importance of poisons in an investigation. Okay, so that's your first choice. Your second choice is the role of a forensic scientist testifying in court specifically for the prosecution. So your audience in this case would be jurors in a murder case where the poison you are researching was used, and the circumstances were similar to your historical case. So even if the poison in your historical case wasn't the same, we're going to say the circumstances surrounding it were similar. So you're going to make a Google slide presentation if you choose this option, and it should include your poison research and your case study. And you can attach that Google slideshow to this assignment and turn it in as completion of your assignment. Your goal in this case would be to make the jury understand the significance of the specific poison evidence in your case. A lot of you chose this in the fiber evidence case and turned in some great stuff. Our third option is that you are the director of the FBI, and a senator was found poisoned in his offices after a lunch meeting, and you are speaking to the head of Senate Security about the specific event. And you are writing a letter to them in Google Docs explaining the details of your poison research and your case study, because there are links to both of these to the senator's poisoning. And your goal is to convince why the head of security needs to change their procedures in order to keep other members of the Senate safe from poisons in the future. So your 3 presentation options, once again, you can make a video, you can make a Google slide or Google slideshow, or write a letter in a Google Doc. All right, so let's go back and look at the options for your project. Okay, so part 2, you're going to pick your poison. So once again, your name is going to determine the poison and the case you will research. And I'm pretty sure we've fixed all the problems that we had with the fiber one, and I apologize. So you're going to consult the table shown below to determine your personal fiber assignment. For example, Miss Durio, her first name starts with S. She would be researching amatoxin and the Tegan incident, okay, also known as Teikoku Ginkgo. It's actually a famous Japanese poisoning case. All right, happened in Japan. My project, I would be researching mercury because my name starts with M and my last name starts with N, so I would be researching the German Oddfellows Home murders. And if you search those specific words as presented under your case for research, information on those specific cases should come up. All right, so what are we wanting you to find out? Well, let's go to part 3. So in part 3, you're actually going to do your research, and there are really 14 questions we want you to address. 7 about your poison, 7 about your case. So information for the poison, we want to know the name of the poison, the chemistry of the poison, meaning tell us the elements or compounds that are in the poison, include the formula or the symbols for those. These can be included as a picture if you would like to. Other uses of the chemical. So a lot of these poisons have other uses either in industry or in chemistry or in medicine that go beyond poisoning people. What are the other uses for that substance? Question 4 would be effects on the body or symptoms that someone will experience when they're exposed to this poison. What does the chemical cause in the human body? The 5th question is detection. How can a scientist or a forensic toxicologist trace this chemical? How do you get a positive diagnosis if you've been exposed to it? 6 is the short-term effects versus lasting effects. Sometimes there are acute effects of a poison. Like in our case we watched on our forensic file. The short-term effects were vomiting and nausea and flu-like symptoms, but there were lasting effects, lethargy and tiredness. Okay. And then question 7 is possible treatments. What are some things that a doctor could possibly do if somebody came into the ER and had been poisoned with this substance? How could they be treated? How could they be saved? All right. Now, when you're looking at your case study, that's a little different. We want to know, when did the event take place? Now, this could have happened over a long period of time. You might be giving us a range of dates. Where did it take place? Meaning both the country, the state, and the exact location. Who was poisoned? Was it one victim? Were there multiple victims? Who were they? Who was the poisoner? Tell us who they were, maybe give us a little bit of info about them. 5 is the details of the poisoning. How was the poison given? What caused suspicion? What caused that person to do that poisoning? And really we're looking at that in question 6. What was their motive? Why did they do this? And question 7, how was the poisoner caught? And list any key evidence that led to their capture, or maybe that was used in their trial. You can keep it kind of all the options here open for you. Now, part 4, we do want you to track your sources. So any website that you use, please copy and paste the address for that website into a Google Doc. You will need to attach that Google Doc to the final submission of your assignment. We want to see the sources that you used. Alrighty? And that's it. If you have any questions for us, you can message us through Remind. Once Google Classroom is up, you can message us there as well. And I wish you luck. I think this is a really interesting topic and an interesting project to get into as we start to explore poisons and forensic toxicology.